Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope that you are having a great day. I should say right off the top, Donovan's supposed to be here. I don't know what happened to him. I sent him a link and all that, called him, he didn't answer. So maybe he's asleep or something. I don't know. And maybe he'll show up and maybe he won't. But anyway, the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Also, thank you so much to my wonderful moderators for everything that you do in holding down the comment section. It is much appreciated. Today, we're going to have a rather interesting conversation. Unfortunately, Donovan looked like he may miss it, and this is kind of right up his alley. But nevertheless, we're going to be talking about single moms on food stamps are being preyed upon for $40 dates and other favors. If you know, you know, right? And I'll get into all of that. I actually saw this going around, and I saw a friend of mine on Facebook by the name of Kiki. She posted it as well, and I've got a video to show y'all that I saw on TikTok. So we're going to have a conversation about that. Of course, you guys know that we are still, when I say we, the United States of America is still smack dab in the middle of a shutdown. And there's a whole lot of ramifications that have taken place because of it, per se. So we'll get into that. But in the meantime, let's see who we have on here. We have Bill. How you doing? I saw your comment. I was busted up. Says, that's bait, fellas. Keep your cash. Well, I don't know. They don't sound like the fellas too much want to keep their cash. But I'll get into that in just a second. LL, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. African Native, what's going on with you? Clifford, how are you? No Donovan just yet. Troy, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Kevin, what's going on with you? Kara in the building. Hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. Vanessa, how are you doing? And Brother Thunder. And who else? Arneva, how you doing? Cynthia, hope you're doing well. JJ, what's going on with you? I'm not throwing shade at Donovan. I'm just saying, y'all, come on now. Y'all know this would have been right up his alley, but I didn't know what's going on with him. Maybe he'll show up. I don't know. But in the meantime, while we wait for more people to show up, y'all do know that we had some daylight savings. Is that what's going on, or something? The time rolled back. And it's daylight earlier now, which I absolutely love because I am a morning person and I like to get up and get after. But when it's darker, like here in Houston, before the time change, it didn't get light until like, I don't know, 7:30-ish. And it's like, come on already, right? Let's get this party started. But now, it gets daylight around, I don't know, 6-ish, which I really, really love because, as I said, I like to get going early. But it's just kind of a mind thing when it's dark outside still. It's kind of depressing. But on the flip side of that, it's supposed to be getting darker earlier. We lose light in the nighttime, so it's whatever. Anyway, who else is Arneva? You crazy? Talking about Donovan's in the DR? I don't know. He might be. I actually haven't spoken to him since last Monday, I think it is. So I'm not sure what's going on with Donovan. But anyway, you all are here. Clove, how you doing? Hope you well. Clove, listen. I'm not saying this. I'm going to show y'all all the evidence in just a minute. But you say nobody giving anybody $40 for nothing. I don't know. You sure about that? Are you sure? Anyway, easy. Now, where have you been? You've been missing in action. Well, I'm glad to see you here. Nevertheless, one who cares, how you doing? Hope you are doing well. All right, I've tap danced long enough. Y'all ready to get into this? The silent investor, how you doing? Says good afternoon, D. Just barbecuing and watching you. All right, what you barbecuing? It's kind of cold outside, which I love. So anyway, as you guys may or may not know, there's this thing called a shutdown that's going on here in the United States, right? Now, the shutdown is taking place because Congress cannot agree on a spending bill. Now, within the spending bill is a whole host of things that either side, and I say either side, the Democrats or the Republicans agree on. Sounds like the Republicans are accusing the Democrats of wanting to include illegal immigrants to the bill, right? As far as giving them free health care and things like that. Democrats are saying, no, it's not true. The Democrats want the Republicans to restore, I guess, the funding for medical Medicare, or Obamacare, if you will, because a lot of those breaks are going to expire when it's time to recertify for your benefits and things like that. It says in some cases that they'll go up premiums up to 300%. as far as, the medical premium. So there's a lot going on. Nevertheless, the Democrats are like, we're not budging. And the Republicans said they're not budging. Now the shutdown has gone on over a month. The record for a shutdown is 35 days, which belonged to Donald Trump in 2016. I think we are on, so day 32, 33, day 33 or something like that. So day 33. And from what some people are saying, they don't think that the shutdown will end. Well, this is what Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, said, that he doesn't think the shutdown will end or to go on rather past Thanksgiving. Now, within that, there are some things that have been affected, like the SNAP program, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, which is food stamps, essentially EBT. A lot of people have been laid off on a federal level. There's some other things that have not gotten funded, I think, like childcare and things like that. So right now it's a mess. Food banks are inundated with people like they've never seen before looking for food because, of course, people who are depending on food stamps, they did not get deposited. But the kind of sort of good news, I guess, is that the SNAP benefits could be restored as soon as Wednesday, because two judges, one in Rhode Island and one in Boston, pretty much said that what the Trump administration is doing is they can't do it because that money was already allocated. So that money, meaning like emergency funding, was already there. And they told the Trump administration, you guys cannot use that money for anything else. You have to use it for what it was supposed to be used for, because it was already allocated during another bill or something like that. So Trump was like, oh, okay, well, in fact, he said, a quote says, I do not want Americans to go hungry just because the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government. Now, these are big letters, right? It's something he put on Truth Social. Now, he says, therefore, I have instructed our lawyers to ask the court to clarify how we can legally fund SNAP as soon as possible. Now, 37% of registered voters, the Democrats rather, they blame 37% of registered voters blame the Democrats, but 46% of registered voters blame the Republicans. So the Republicans are getting most of the blame. Now, in another poll, it says that independents, 46% of them rather, are blaming the Republicans. And that's where it matters, because if you're a Democrat, it says, I think 80% of the Democrats blame the Republicans, and like 72% of the Republicans blame the Democrats. So that's still more voters all combined blaming the Republicans. Now, of course, the Republicans they went off on this narrative that it's the Democrats' fault. They even put it in some airports. Kristi Noem, I think it is. One of them, somebody. Anyway, they put her up in the airport blaming the shutdown in regards to the air traffic controlling and things like that on the Democrats. Now, some airports are like, nah, we ain't going to put that up in there. But basically, the Republicans' talking points of trying to blame the Democrats aren't working. People are like, I don't care. You guys are holding it up. So now you're kind of seeing the Republicans saying, oh, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and turn food stamps back on or fund it or whatever the case is. Because the Democrats were like, we're not budging. And some are saying, well, why would they budge now? Because they see that they got the favor of the public on their side as far as opinion as to whose fault it is. So it looks like the Republicans may start to cave a bit because, of course, you know that the midterm elections are coming up next year. Now, there's some states like California, they're holding special elections in regards to theirs is Prop 50, which basically says that they're going to see if they can take 5 seats from the Republicans because the Republicans did it to the Democrats in Texas. So there's a couple other states that are thinking about doing it. So with that, more people may turn out to vote and say, yeah, we want to, get those Republicans out of there because they tripping, right? Anyway, I'm going to show y'all a video of a woman who has something to, well, actually, I'm going to show y'all this here that I kind of saw going around. So here, I kind of blocked out some words. It says food stamps is this is the guy's opinion. This is why I was saying, some of y'all was saying, ain't nobody giving $40, really? So this particular guy here, I guess, is saying food stamps is over. Y'all can fill in the blanks with that. It's back to being $40 again. Now, to the right of that, it says food stamps over no single mom turning down. So I guess since food stamps are over, no single mom turning down dinner dates, guys. And then on the bottom it says, listen up, fellas, give you a tip. Gonna give you a tip. Food stamps are going to be shut off. Single moms are gonna need that help. Drop that $300 and get that date you've been working on, okay? Somebody else says, no food stamps. Damn single moms depending on the government. That $40 looking real good now, ain't it? Fellas, lowball them. Let me remove this here. Lowball them. They're getting ready to need us. And then over here, it just kind of covered up a little bit. It says, no stamps next month. Them single moms finna be mad friendly. Okay. So as y'all can see there, that definitely is a talking point. So let me remove him. Now, I'm going to show y'all a sister who got something to say. Now, admittedly, I had to bleep out some of those words, and Lord knows I didn't want to because it just really drove, it really drove the point home. Y'all ready? Here it go.
See these men talking about $40. Listen him, bitch. I don't have a bill in my house $40. Let alone for you to ride on my coochie for $40. My water bill more than $40. It take more than $40 to fill up my goddamn vehicle. It take more than $40 to go to the goddamn doctor. So my medicine ain't even $40. You got me for I ain't no teeny bopper. I don't need no hairdo. My hair fine. I don't care if I don't have no edges. Before you say that, see, that's why you ain't got no. I don't need no edges. It don't take edges to get a man. It don't take no edges to get no man. Cause them you messing with probably ain't got a bit of hair under them wigs. So it ain't the hair your men's want. It's the pussy. You think if you had a whole woman and she didn't have a hole down there, you would be with her? I think not.
So let me remove her. Boy, I tell you, I really wanted to just leave it as is. I was like, nah, I'll probably get in trouble. I'll probably get in trouble. But nevertheless, y'all saw it from both ends. It's not, I'm not saying that, you know, women should expect $40 for a man. But then y'all heard that sister, you know, who I agree with. Like, what? $40? What we supposed to do with that? You know, like she said, you think I'm gonna let you in? I'm gonna clean it up. Treat me like a trampoline for $40. Now, of course, the ideology is, well, they didn't cut off food stamps, so now the women are back to, I don't know, being cheap, or as some said, needing a man, or whatever the case is. It's like, at least one guy said $300. I don't know what the going rate of that is or whatever, but what are we doing here? Can y'all help me out? Because I guess I'm a little bit confused, and maybe I just kind of been out of the swing of things like that for a very long time. But what is this $40 about? I guess that's the going rate of the and if it is, ladies, for real, but somehow $40 became the magic number. But I guess the other train of thought is, since these women were getting food stamps, they didn't need men anymore. Uncle Sam, I guess, was their man, as former Governor Huckabee, not Sarah, but her father, you know, said they depended on Uncle Sugar. So I guess Uncle Sugar was I don't know. I'm confused. So anyway, let me see what y'all got to say before I say too much and get in trouble. Yeah, that lady had me cracking up. I wish y'all could have heard it in its rawest form, because she was like, you got me. Ugh. All right, so for real, let's see who's here. LL, you says $40 is not enough. I concur. Because, like, you know, Miss Lady said, what was we supposed to do with $40? Like I said on the thumbnail, $40 won't make you holler, homie. Not over here, you know, because what you trying to do? You know what I mean? Goddess, Yamaya, how you doing? Well, thank you. I appreciate you for that. Black America, what you showing up for this one for? He says, this is gonna be good. Old white man told me, thank God for hard times. It makes the cheaper. I mean, I don't know anything about that. Listen, I haven't always, and now I'm not saying like I got money now. I could pay the bills, let's say it that way. But even when I was broke, I'm talking about broke, I never, okay? When I say never, I never thought about, tricking or saying, hey, Otis, can I interest you in a good time? Because a light bill, dude. It never even crossed my mind, right? So I didn't know. Listen, I'm not trying to shade nobody who feels like 40, they need to, for $40. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying I've never even thought about it. It's never crossed my mind. Honestly. King Nova, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Zambaru, I hope I said that right, but if I didn't, forgive me. Says these men are going to get themselves hurt. Women in this generation are not their Gen X aunties. He says they will take your money while her friends are in the backyard. He says to BYA. All right, yeah. I'm not sure about that. The younger generation of girls or women. I'm a Gen Xer, and I can only really speak for myself, like I said. And I'm not saying there's not women in my generation doing that. I'm quite sure there are, but I just, as long as I got a car and a nice pillow and a blanket, that's where I would be before I just be out there saying, hey. Hey, yeah, I was logical thinking, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Cynthia says, it is true. Them immigrants are getting big SNAP benefits and cash assistance. Yeah, so that's per the state, but on the government level, that's against the law on the government level. Now, if the government is funneling money to states, then yeah, that's obviously probably what's going on, I would think. But as far as trying to put that in the bill, there's no proof that the Democrats are trying to do that on a federal level. But somehow that's what the Republicans kept trying to say, but it's not jiving, because at the end of the day, Republicans and Democrats are not getting their food stamps. And there's quite a bit of Republican voters who thought it was a good idea in regards to voting for Trump, especially if they were voting for, like, I understand there were some people voting for the Trump because of immigration and stuff like that. But a lot of the Republicans, especially in these sticks, if you will, of Alabama, they were voting out of racism, and they never thought that Trump would do it to them because they thought Trump is like them, right? So that's why they're getting a rude awakening. And so they're like, yeah, what you mean I'm not getting no food stamps, right? So they want it to end as well. So I hear what you're saying, though. Lady D, how you doing? Says the government just want chaos to break out. Yeah, eventually that will happen. But see, I don't know. I think the Republicans thought that they could keep on with the propaganda. Unfortunately, the propaganda is not working like it used to, because at the end of the day, I don't care what you say, homie. If I depend on food stamps and I'm not getting them, my stomach is growling. So I'm remembering who's the one that's holding all the cards. And that's the Republicans right now, right? So they're trying to really sell it like it's the Democrats. But the Democrats at the end of the day is like, I mean, y'all doing all, and another thing too is you can't, when I say you, I mean the Republicans, you can't make a jive that you send in Argentina 40 billion. It sounds like they want to send us some more, and you're going to buy their beef. So you're screwing over the cattle ranchers here in America. And they're like, what up, Trump? How you buying beef from them? Boy, we suffering. So you see what I'm saying? So they're kind of losing that argument, because when it starts to cost people stuff, that's when they say, hey, you know what? Kill the noise, homie. Y'all need to get back in Washington and make something shake. So yeah. African Native, did I say hi to you? If not, hello. Says $40 will be the universal basic income. Welcome to the USSR, you unified proletarians. Well, I hope it's a little bit more than that for universal basic income, UBI, to say in short. And he says unified proletarians. Yeah, that's what happens. But that's what's supposed to happen, right? The proletariat, the working class, are supposed to say, okay, that was cute. It was fun. And all of that. However, we're really, because the proletariat, if you think about it, African Native already don't have a lot to lose, right? And of course, if you read this, it'll tell you all about it. Communist Manifesto, Karl Marx and Frederick Engels. The proletariat, as of this moment, and even really back then, didn't already didn't have a lot to lose. So what the proletariat are losing now is like, I didn't have that. So I'm triple, quadruple in a hole of losing things I didn't have to lose, right? Because if you're on food stamps or something like that, a government subsidy, it's already because you were at your wits' end financially. So the proletariat, as you said, are going to start to unite. And that, that the team sport, the Republicans, the Democrats, the women, the men, the gays, the straights, all that's going to say, we need to get on the same team, because the machine, the bourgeoisie, right? They tripping. And we're seeing all this unfold in real time. So good point. Vanessa says, I heard that, but I thought it was unreal about the $40. I mean, I don't know. I mean, $40. It's like, what can you do with that? I go outside and spend $40 just breathing, Miss Sweets, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for reminding everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate you for that. Lady D says, usually the party in control get blamed. Yeah, but they're really trying to spin that as like people, they believe what they see. This ain't that, like, they trying to do the whole little faith. If you keep saying it, people will believe it, and people like, my stamps didn't hit this month. And y'all holding the cards, right? I have logical thing that says that's horrible. Both sides are playing with people's lives, and they are. Lauren, how you doing? Says over 40% SNAP recipients live in the South. Trump won every southern state. We've all seen the footage of Trump rallies. The people who attended don't seem financially well off. They look like poors. Well, they are, but see, they thought whiteness was their commonality, right? Oh, Trump, he's kind of white. He's orange, but in a sense, he's white, right? And he's looking out for the whites. Because it's not even a dog whistle anymore, right? Because you're hearing them say a lot out loud about the, white Christian nationalism, and we got to, this is a Christian nation and all this other stuff. So they're not even quiet about it. So a lot of people who heard that thought, oh, okay, I'm Christian, I'm white, I hate that group, and I hate that group, and I hate that group too. So we have commonality. But Trump and them ain't talking about the whites in the South, in the sticks of Alabama, or wherever it is, the whites are doing. They ain't talking about those whites, because they don't see those whites a credit to the race. They see the whites that have something going on, right? And I don't know if y'all know, but Trump had a Halloween party, which is like, come on, man, that's kind of even more so nails in a coffin, no pun intended. But that Halloween party, guess what the theme was? The Great Gatsby. Now, if you've seen The Great Gatsby, it was written, I think, in the early 1920s, but it was based in or about the Roaring 20s, right before the Depression, I guess. But that it was a time of opulence, right? It was money everywhere, and people were just dressed to the nines, and it was just, the gay, I don't know, whatever it was, 20s something. Anyway, so he had that party while people weren't going to get their food stamps, and all of these workers are laid off at the federal level. Amazon just laid off 14,000 people. So he's having a big opulent party, which is very tone deaf. So when people hear that kind of stuff, it's like, oh, okay, man. And the average, I think, household gets, they say, about $168 a month in food stamps. So I can't get $168 a month in food stamps, but you throwing these big old parties, I guess, in Mar-a-Lago or whatever, and you building all this ballroom and stuff. So it's a lot going on that it's Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake. So it's backfiring. FHM, and again, y'all names are twisted around, but how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Put it up there so you can see it. Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Vanessa says, we moving and shaking now, or will they start us out with food prices and those food stamps? Yeah, it's eventually going to hit everybody else. So, I see people making fun of people not getting their food stamps. It's like, don't laugh too long, homie, because it's about to be you. They're going to pass that on to people who can buy. You're going to go to the grocery store and stuff going to be more expensive. And pretty soon that eats into the money you got, right? So, yeah. Absolutely, Miss Sweet. Class is in session. Nona, how you doing? Says, I haven't seen any real Black women freaking out over stamps. I haven't either. I haven't seen it either. But I mean, there's some on TikTok or whatever. And listen, as I said, there, but for the grace of God, there go I. So I don't ever want to minimize somebody's how they feel about something, because I'd imagine that it's a pretty scary thing to figure out how you're going to feed yourself and your children. You know what I mean? Sans y'all need to go get a job. Okay, some of that is a given. But we in the now where people trying to figure that out. So I understand people freaking out type of thing, like, oh my God, can't y'all just get it together type thing. I get it. I totally get it. Lauren says, I'm praying for the Affordable Care Act subsidies not to be extended. Healthcare premiums must double and triple for millions of Americans so that Republicans can win the shutdown. This is my greatest wish. Why would you want to wish that? Because I saw a couple, they're retired $440 a month for the both of them for their premium. But they said if the premiums go up due to all this nonsense going on, they're going to be paying about $3,000 a month so they can have health care. I don't want that for nobody. Right? I would that they get it together there. Lily, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, Miss Sweet's $40 holla is back. I sure hate it. Cynthia says our USA Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins was on the news this morning, and she asked the states for a list of who are receiving SNAP benefits. She said that the states were put on notice. Yeah, so I guess they wanted, from what I understand, to see who, if any illegal immigrants are getting it or whatever. It's like, listen, release the food stamps. Yep, the problem is this. Y'all can find all that out, but why are you making everybody else pay for that? It's too many games, and now people are saying, okay, it was fun for a minute, but now the stuff that y'all doing, it's just kind of nasty. And then the UN, in regards to Trump and them bombing all those little fishing boats and ships and stuff in the water by Venezuela and things like that. I think they bombed somewhere else. The UN is like, no, absolutely not. You can't do stuff like that. These are crimes that you're committing because you don't even know who these people are. And of course, now y'all might have heard that the United States is talking about running up in Nigeria because they heard that Christians are being... So they're going to go over there and save the Christians. It's like, if y'all don't stop y'all bald-headed lie, you ain't going over to save no Christians. You're going over there to get the oil. And they just see Nigeria, in my opinion, as a soft target. So now they're so concerned about Christians in Nigeria. But what about the ones in Sudan? Somalia? What about the ones in San Bernardino? You know what I mean? So people are starting to wake up and say, okay, playtime is over. Tahada, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So that's Corey Holcomb talk. Okay. Let's see. Let me skip down a little bit because I know I'm behind. Sherry, how you doing? Says, what do they really think we could get with $40? Just sad that these clowns were happy that their kids was not going to eat. Yeah, $40. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I could find something to do with it, but you ain't finna be hopping up and down on me like no trampoline for no $40, sucker. Kim, how you doing? Says only an Aaron would say that. Yeah. Oh, you'll be surprised who would say that. Molly Cakes, how you doing? Says these men are desperate and dangerous. Some of them really might be joking, but then it's like some of them are not. It's like, why not say, hey, let me go scoop up some of these women and see if they want to be wives. Maybe they're ready for marriage. Let me go ask one to get married. And I take old gal off them food stamps. What about that? But $40 so you can what? Like we need to change the way we think. When I say we, I mean all of us. Intelligent Hoodlum, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says $40 a Happy Meal. Easy says riding that box for $40. Average logical thinker says exactly $40 won't work no more. Prices have gone up, fellas. Inflation, $40 and $400. Okay, and that's just to sit across the table. Hey, how you doing? Doctor says the era of yes, Nate from Set It Off. Oof. Corey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says 40 ain't ish. Nope. All right, I'm sorry. Let me skip down a little bit. Cynthia says I have had several men try to tell me that they only date women on Section 8 and receive SNAP benefits. Yeah, I've heard that before too. Because they feel like she needs him for something, and I guess she'll do whatever. It's like, I mean, I might cook you a meal or something, but as far as you running all up and through, I don't think so. But I don't know. Vanessa, thank you so much for loving. Appreciate you for that. He says she is hilarious. Yeah, talking about the lady. Yeah, like I said, I really did not want to bleep that out, but I had to. Intelligent Hoodlum says maybe people will get more creative with the stamps being gone. It will make people think rather than becoming dependent on food stamps. Yeah, I think some of that is true as well. I definitely think so because it's like, okay, since in a sense the government is not feeding you, what can you do to feed yourself? See, that's a conversation people need to start having now. Yeah, Miss Sweet Trampoline Rings. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. JJ, he says she probably a church woman. Talk about that lady. She probably is, but I like her swagger. Yes, I do. I was not gonna think. I don't know what Donovan is. I sent him a link and called him twice. He didn't answer, so maybe he'll show up. Let's see. Easy says D in her trampoline. I'm just saying. That's the best way I could put it, right? Let's see. Black Dragon, how you doing? Says let's cut off government aid to foreign countries as well. Shout out to Israel. Yeah, let's cut off foreign aid, right? Because they get a lot of foreign aid, and especially places like Israel, they don't have to pay for what I understand, medical care or tuition for school, but we do. No one else should get a dime until Americans are taken care of. So maybe that's kind of where we'll get as a society. Like, something's got to give, right? Timothy, how you doing? And thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. He says, hey, love, daddy's not having a good day. Hello to you. Well, what's the problem? What the problem is? Who did it? And I'll go talk to him. Pop, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Emmy, what's going on? She says, we're praying for everyone. Absolutely. Hey, Sister Shirley, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm gonna skip down a tiny bit, y'all, because I didn't realize how behind I am. So y'all must forgive me. Bill Cosby, how you doing? Says, how are they being preyed upon? Well, I mean, I don't know if you saw the sign or whatever that I put up. I took it down now, but there's a lot of posts from brethren, if you will, saying, hey, fellas, $40, and do this, that, and the other. Now that food stamps are cut off and all of that. So that I think that's a little bit of predatory, don't you think? To say that now $40 will get you a long way because the food stamps is cut off. I mean, if you're really concerned about those ladies' well-being and their children, just give them the $40. Why she got to give you some in return? Like I said, or you can say, hey, let's go out on a date for real and see if we can make it down the altar, whatever the case is, because that will ultimately help solve the dependency on food stamps if she was to get a husband. I'm just saying. Mike, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sorry it took me so long to get to you. Easy says, I haven't heard of $40 box pieces since the crack era. Damn. Zambaru, you says, I don't think we Gen Xers would take $40. Says, I just don't see young women seeking male validation these days as much. It's starting to die down just a little bit. I'm noticing that as well. And it's sad, right? I have my theories as to why that's taking place, but especially us, we sure need to procreate, right? And get this family unit back together. But it's so much going on in these dating streets now. It's crazy. All right, let's see. Skip it down to the bottom. Hey, there's the answers. How you doing? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Cynthia, thank you so much. And Diane, how you doing? You say, Demetra, girl, this topic here is going to be funny and serious, but it's definitely needed. Thank you. Yeah, we need to have this conversation. There's so much to be said. Like I said, I've never had anybody offer me $40 for trampoline action, and God knows I would shrivel up and die if somebody ever tried to. So I like I said, I'm out of the loop on that. I'm just saying, Miss Sweet, it would cost me $40 to go outside and just breathe. Let's see. Let's skip down just a tiny bit. Corey, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Who else did not see? King Nova says Lyndon Baines Johnson is said it best. If you can make the poorest white person feel like they're better than a successful black person, you'll always be in their pockets. Yeah. And that's where they are, especially, white folks, like he was talking about. They're like, and Trump did a really good job of that. If you ask me, did a really good job of making them think, we're going to unite the white. We're going to be saving the whites. And that's what this illusion of sending all these immigrants back, right? We're getting rid of the immigrants. They're getting them out of here. But it's like, it's kind of bite you on the because the farmers, they ain't got nobody to work. A lot of factors are saying, Trump, you going a little too hard to paint because a lot of the people you sending back, or they won't show up to work because they scared, ICE and this, that, and the other. And those white people who thought that they had a commonality with Trump, they're finding out the hard way. Yeah, well, you don't. Trump would never be in the same room with any of those people. You know what I mean? So now they're learning too. That, yeah, we kind of all got the same enemy. And that's, in a sense, the oligarchy. Some of them anyway, right? Probably most of them. Twyla, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Arneva says Argentina is being bailed out because Trump's Treasury Secretary, former boss George Soros, has a lot of money invested in their bonds. He would lose a ton of money if the U.S. didn't bail them out. Okay. Did not know that. Let's see, Edwin, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thunder says a fair exchange is no robbery. A fair. Because what you going to do with me $40? Well, what we supposed to do with $40? Fair is the operative word, okay? I'm just saying. Because, I don't know what they charging on Bissonnet. That's the blade out here. But I don't know, maybe $40 is the going rate out there, but could you use $40 on Bissonnet and get by? Mr. Norris, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says this needed to happen in America. Now them folks are becoming woke. Woke for real, right? Not that, see, they thought it was funny. Oh, well, woke. Yeah, go woke, go broke. It's like, yeah, y'all might need to wake up. Right? Because y'all getting harmed as well. So, yeah, people really gonna wake up. You can't handle the truth. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Sister Shirley says they admitted it. Democrats caught starving Americans to protect illegals during shutdown. I don't know how true it is. They caught starving Americans. I haven't seen anything like that. I'm not saying that they aren't, because we know that they are, giving or try to, especially in California, right? They want to spend $2.6 billion to give that, what they say, undocumented people, no matter what their status was, health care. $2.6 billion a year. Sounds like Gavin Newsom kind of backed up off of that or whatever. So we know that that's the truth. I'm just talking about on a federal level. The Democrats aren't in control now. The Democrats aren't in charge in Washington at all. The Senate, the House, the executive branch, and hell, even the Supreme Court is conservative. So they're not in control. So I don't know how true is it. They're caught starving Americans when they don't have any say-so. Now, some of the Republicans are trying to get rid of not the Republicans. Trump was trying to get rid of the filibuster, which means that, the Senate, since the Republicans have the majority, they can just ram bills through. But there's even a lot of Republicans like, no, we're not going to get rid of the filibuster because, we might need it one day, right? We don't want the majority of anything just being able to ram stuff through, kind of, sort of, even though they kind of been doing it anyway. But getting rid of the filibuster, yeah, that would backfire for everybody. But Trump is like, I don't care. We just need to get the stuff done. Like right now, forget the Democrats. But as it's looking like, the Republicans might end up having to tap out because they're going to lose the propaganda war, if you will. So, yeah. Albert, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. He says, we can't afford to keep giving everyone free stuff. Yeah, but we keep doing it, right? Average article thinker, you say $3,000 a month for healthcare. Yeah, they're only paying $440 right now. Dirty Laundry Media, how you doing? Says the Affordable Care Act is an abysmal failure. It depends on who you ask. It really does. Some people say that they couldn't get health care if they had existing conditions and things like that. They couldn't get health care before. So it really just depends on who you ask. Now, I didn't agree with that mandate. Like if you don't get it, then you suffer a penalty under the Obama administration. But all the other things, yeah, I agree with. I think that everybody should have free health care. Other countries do it, right? So they say here, oh, we can't afford it. It's like, really? But you're giving all this money to everybody else. So what you mean you can't afford it? African Native says the U.S. Has 50 states run by 13 reserve banks. I would say the U.S. has 13 financial states. Good point. Ms. Weecher says, so not receiving food stamps is making 304s come out of retirement. I guess that's what the notion is. How true that is, I don't know. But baby, when I be coming out of retirement for no funky $40, I don't think so. He says, I'll trade $100 for $250 book of stamps. I mean, there ain't no stamps to be doing that with now. Corey says, I only seen black women on TikTok acting up. I've seen some white women too. I've even seen some white men. But see, the other thing too, especially these white media outlets, they're going to try to show the black women doing it. And I've even seen like News Nation and I think Fox, they showing AI. It's like, come on. I know your viewers are probably but it's obviously AI, I don't know what I don't do all that, foolishness. But They know that their viewers are low vibrational, so they'll believe that kind of stuff. But it's all, I've seen all people do it. But it doesn't sell if they don't talk about Black women, because again, the narrative is the fat Black woman rolling out of the stove with, 2 baskets full of zuzus and wham whams and a church full of kids, right? That's the narrative they have in their mind as who the food stamp recipient is. But the food stamp recipient is fill in the blank, right? Because it could be anybody, and it is anybody. JD says illegals will get a payday. They've been getting one, right? They've been getting one. Intelligent Hoodlum says we got to stop the cap. True. Let's see. Skip down. Kim says right, because the government doesn't want illegals and undocumented aliens not to get American benefits. Well, in a lot of states, they have been getting them. It just depends on the state, right? They've been getting them. Again, on a federal level, that's not a law. It's not. Tiffany, how you doing? It says elderly and disabled need to be a priority for government assistance. The fact that people are more worried about the able-bodied people is concerning. Come on now. You said a word. You said a word. Because that's what we are. Clowning the able-bodied or whatever. And there are able-bodied people who are getting food stamps. However, a lot of those able-bodied people are also working. They just don't make enough money to sustain, so it's supplemental, right? It's not so, we could totally eat. It's just to put, it's in addition to the little bit of money I have, so I could put 2 and 2 together type of thing. But there's a lot of people who are getting assistance who are working. So they just need a little help right now. But you're right. People are focused on the able body, but there's a lot of seniors, disabled, and even children. To me, the fact that people will laugh at people not being able to get food, because that's what food stamps are, food. And to know that there's a lot of children and babies attached to that, to me, that's a depraved person. That you get joy out of gloating at somebody's child will go to bed hungry because their parents don't have the food. Like for me, and that's why I say I'm nonpartisan, because I don't like to get into all the weeds, if you will, of or the politics of certain things. And I don't think we should politicize people getting food. Now, is there a way to go about it to say, okay, you've been on it for a long time, what, Miss Ma'am, Mr. Sir, why does it take you forever to get off of this? Okay, we need to have that conversation. But to laugh at children and seniors and other vulnerable people not being able to eat, I just think you're a horrible person. And that's just my opinion. Our neighbor says Trump don't care about the UN. We know. Sister Shirley says, Demetria, the Democrats are doing us dirty, so why will we vote for them? I'm not saying that they're not doing us dirty. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you what the sentiment is. And unfortunately, or fortunately, sentiment in this country wins elections or wins certain things. Is sentiment. And not only sentiment, but things that you can feel or not feel in this case, because people aren't getting the tangible things that they were getting, and that's food stamps. So I'm not, I'm not saying you're saying this, Sister Shirley, but I'm saying I think we can maybe have 2 conversations at the same time. We can say that the Democrats are doing us dirty, and you can also say that the Republicans also aren't doing their job, and in the middle of that, people are paying the price. Does that make sense? I hope. Easy says, D, they're using Christianity as a pretext to go over there. Oh, come on now, because we know they don't care about they don't care about the Christians here. And I always tell people, see, we keep saying when we see the Republicans, they're the Christian Family Values Party. A lot of people say that's not how Christians act. It says, yes, it is. If you think about the white Christians, not all of them, but a lot of them, that is how white Christianity operates. It operates from a supremacist point of view. We are superior. You are not. That's what they did to our ancestors on the plantations. They gave our ancestors the watered down version of Christianity, which is why we as Black people operate the way we do now when it comes to the church, which is why there's more poor people in the Black church than people with money. You go to any Black church and you know who the ballers are in the church, but you also know who the congregation that got off the bus to get to church. So Christianity in America the way it is now, that is Christianity, which is why I have divorced myself from religion. But if we understand what it is, then you say, oh, okay, that is what white Christianity is. And they've taught us the same way, but they've taught us, if you think about the way white Christianity thinks, they teach everything else below them, which is why it's white Christian nationalists. They teach everything below them is inferior. And guess who's inculcated that? Us, as Black Americans. We have learned from the plantation, oh, I just get by and by and by. When I go to heaven, I'm going to be washed white as snow. I just take these lashes now because that's my master. And my master, the Bible said I got to obey my master. And what he doing to me is what the Lord wants him to do. But see, when you hear about Nat Turner's, he was like, bull speed. That ain't, that they ain't been telling me this part of the Bible, eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. Or whatever, yeah, I said tooth. He ain't been telling us that. He been telling me to take it. Them running up in that slave shack, taking my mama and my grandmama and my babies, purity, if you will. That's the Bible. Oh, you, because I'm the master. You do what I say do. That's what they taught us. And so here in 2025, we run around talking about that's not Christianity. You better enlighten yourself. Honestly. Amen. Constance, how you doing? It says those millionaires are going to eat. Come on now. Says this game of a system begun in Europe, first played amongst themselves, brought, and their system works. And they've been doing it all over the world. All over. Arson, how you doing? Sorry it took me so long to get to you. Says exactly, land grab. By the way, hi D. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Intelligent Hoodlum says they wasn't gonna steal. They were gonna go to jail. Okay. And who was this name? I know I'm behind. I'm sorry. Cynthia said the bottom line is Jim Crow Joe had the most people receiving SNAP benefits, including with the illegal immigrants, and the Trump administration asked the blue states to stop and send over the list. And I get that. I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to send over the list, but you harming everybody else. But then the other thing too is, see, again, we like me. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm in the middle, because I like to be able to argue both sides. Okay, great. The Democrats are horrible people. And we know that from experience as Black Americans, right? They're horrible people. Let's say they're doing all of that. What about the Republicans sending all that money to Argentina and everywhere else? I was listening to the radio, because I listen to the radio a lot. And I was listening to a series about what the Trump administration was doing to schools. And they were specifically talking about Harvard. And it's a tragedy what they're doing to those universities, because the government, in a sense, is supposed to stay out of how universities operate. I know they get a lot of governmental funding and stuff, but the Trump administration basically wants these universities to bow down, and in a sense to Israel, in a sense, right? They want to deem everything anti-Semitic. They want to, tie these universities' hands and stuff to where they can and cannot do. So it's like we talk about what the Democrats are doing, but we don't give the conversation about the Republicans. But what if we were to argue from the middle? I'm just asking. Trump. Thunder, how you doing? Says, have you seen that true story called Nate Saves Christmas Again? No, I haven't seen that, but sounds like something I'd want to watch. So Shirley says, how many people can eat off $40? Not many. I mean, you could if you stretch it, right? But $40 for you to be... Because, see, I'm going to be eating them little beans and rice, thinking about what I had to do to get it. And I probably spend most of it on soap. I don't know. Corey says, I'm doing great. How are you? So behind. I'm doing fabulous. Cannot complain. So let me skip down. Black and Beauty, how you doing? Says they need to reform the whole food stamp bill. Word. I agree with you. I agree. I totally agree. It needs to be reformed. You can't handle the truth. How you doing? Says DK, you can have all my money, babe. I want what you got. I'm just playing. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean, food stamp, it needs to be reformed, because it shouldn't be people on there for years and years. It's like, come on now. What are you willing to do for yourself at this point? You know what I mean? Intelligent Hoodlum says they keep talking about how they're going to feed the kids. Well, how was they fed before y'all started getting stamps? I mean, I agree. Some people got on it before the kids was born, believe it or not, right? And they just kind of stayed on there. I just think people, again, I'm not talking about people who need it temporarily, because it's temporary. It's supposed to be temporary. But some people who kind of made their lifestyle, you need to change your mind, because if you, as they notice, that's not really guaranteed. Depending on who goes to office, they can, feel a certain way and be like, well, we shutting all this down. And then what? Do you have a plan B? That doesn't involve $40? I'm just asking. All right, let me skip down just a tiny bit. You crazy, Todd? How to talk about he's spending $60, huh? Molly Cake says, I wonder, are they trying to increase the black birth rate by making the women desperate for money? Oh, I don't know. Some tells me they wouldn't want black mothers to procreate. They definitely want white women to. They ain't too concerned about the black women doing it. If they could make a bill that says only white women have to procreate and everybody else could do what you want to do, I believe they would do that because especially with the eugenics program, they was trying to get rid of us and the downtrodden, right? So I don't think they're too concerned about us. I'm having children. Troy says $3,000 a month for healthcare. You need to work full time for $17 an hour just to pay healthcare. Now, mind you, these people are retired. The scenario I gave you, they're retired. So they got to go back to work, right? I'm not saying you're saying that, but they got to go back to work. I worked already, right? I've gotten to this point where my health care that I got to pay for me and my wife is $440 a month. And now with all this foolishness going on, I'm looking at a $3,000 bill every month for health care. And of course, when you get older, you go to the doctor more. That's not fair. You know what I mean? Y'all crazy talking about Donovan is $40. Let's see, who else haven't I seen? Beverly White, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Goddess. I appreciate that. Yes, this right here. They wasn't on no food stamps. They didn't get food stamps back then, but shoot, even if they did have food stamps, they couldn't get them. So Madam CJ Walker's like, bet I'm gonna build this business and I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to make money for yourself, and you don't need no food stamps, right? You can take care of your own family and all of that. That's why I love this picture. It speaks volumes of what you can do when you put your mind to. Carmen, man, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. So it's not validation. It's just sex. I think it's a little more than that. I don't know. Me personally, I can never detach my emotions in my head from my body type thing. Now I know some people can. I just never been one of those people. So I never ventured off into that. Like, oh, a girl is just sex. Just let him do it to you. But nah, I've never been built that way. Now I know people who, it ain't nothing. It's just a hole. But to me, it's so much more than that. I don't know. So some people see it as just sex. I personally don't. Who else haven't I seen? I apologize, y'all. I didn't know I was so behind. Mobius, how you doing? So stop. They was doing this before. You realize Americans only get 30% of the EBT. So American citizens get 30% of the EBT. So you said 70% goes where else? Where does the other 70% goes? And if the women, I think that's what you're saying, were doing this before, yeah. But now that this is out there, fellas go offer $40 to get the holler. It's so deplorable. My thing is a woman. I'm speaking as a woman. If a man is out there dangling $40, the women is like, what's on your little PP? If you would dip your little thing up in something for $40, I don't think very highly of you because you're not very discreet about who you hang around with. Because who's to say the woman you giving $40 ain't took $40 from 4 more men before she got to you? Because $40 ain't gonna go that far. So she got to do $40 action a couple times a day. So that's the kind of stuff I think about. All right, so let's see. Who else haven't I seen? Anybody? I don't know nobody who finna be laying on their back for no $40. Poppy says the Trumpanzees need to step up the deportation. I'm tired of all these illegal Paco trucks and roach coaches in the state. They everywhere. They everywhere, right? Mobius just says, what you supposed to do with some ratchet box, lower expectations for the degenerates that lack self-control. I mean, listen, it all sound good, but when the lights is out, nobody's looking. The people ain't gonna be too discreet, okay? So let's not act like people are above that. They should be above that, but there's a whole lot of men that take their last $40, get up in some ratchet box. So stop acting brand new. I didn't time you out, Black America. I did not do that to you. I was wondering where you went. I didn't do that to you. So I don't know who would do that to you. Sorry that happened to you. Sorry about that. Let's see who else haven't I seen. Crystal, he says, never. I make my own man pay hundreds on the nightstand. Hundreds on the nightstand when he goes to work. My money is mine, and money. I think he meant my money is his money, or something like that. Okay. There goes the neighborhood. How you doing? Says $40 Happy Meal, a bag of weed, and some tailored port. Them sugar daddies, fellas, we back in business. Hey, sweet thing, come here. I mean, like I said, some women would be, but I'm like, you got to be, you must have smoked something already before you came over here. I don't think so. First class citizen, how you doing? Says, good evening, Mr. Mitra. You're talking a lot of sense about the political and social scenery. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for that. Tahada says, every president since Bush has tried to get rid of the filibuster. Yeah. But it's not up to the president, right? It makes sense because you might be on the other side of that needing to give a 27-hour filibuster or something, or whatever the case is, right? All the other stuff to go with it. And then you won't be able to do it because they ain't got rid of it. So sounds like maybe some of the Republicans are starting to say, okay. Because at the end of the day, Trump, I got the answer to my constituents. Because, see, they have the power to vote me up out of here. So I might want to pretend at least like I'm trying to do something for my constituents. So, yeah. Tracy, how you doing? Says, black man that's talking and thinking this nonsense better deal with each other like that for $40. Whoa. Common Man says, most of the contingencies for SNAP is going to go to illegal migrants. The American public gets the rest. You'll hear the complaints coming, Demetra. Yeah, I don't know the numbers on that. 70% of the SNAP benefits going to illegal immigrants seems kind of high. I don't know. It just seems kind of high. I'm not saying it's not true. I just think that's probably a little bit high. The average logical thinker says, I seen a white literally say, how else am I going to get my nails done? And she was serious. I've seen her before. There you go. So it ain't just black women, right? Mike Lewis, how you doing? Says, I'll come out of retirement for the 40 if we are in the year 1871. I mean, 1871, that don't mean they didn't have nothing. They have some nasty women running around in 1871. But of course, how you doing? So we gonna win. Let's boycott with no money. I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. One who cares says, who is Captain Sir? So you talking to somebody else. Cynthia says, I have friends who work in the medical field and small clinics. They said a lot of illegal migrants, especially the older ones, come to the U.S. with a lot of illnesses and sickness. Oh yeah, most definitely. There's no dispute out of me with that. I totally believe it. Yes, intelligent hoodlum. The internet is fake. Thunder says, men like Nate get a bad rap. Those men are the cornerstones of the community. Can you imagine have children still be in the Christmas, believe in Christmas because of Nate charitable contributions? Baby, Christmas will miss us. Christmas will miss us before Nate get up in my doggone bed. Santa Claus is busy. He got laid off, baby. Okay. Santa Claus sled is broken. I'm just saying. Let's see. Make sure I see everybody. Black America says, it's not laughing at the children. It's the women we laughed at. I mean, I get it, but, you know, the women got to take care of the children. Yeah, logical thinker. Thank you. Appreciate you for that. He says, lipstick, blush, edges laid, fro popping, Miss D, keep preaching the truth. Oh, thank you, Brains and Beauty. I appreciate that. I love and appreciate you so much. That makes me feel good. Corey says, I see other groups of people doing it as well. Yeah, it's not just black women, but again, that's just kind of it's a sexy narrative for people, you know, to talk bad about black women all the time, but everybody does it. It's crazy. King Sean, how you doing? Says, yes, especially them FBA men wearing them played out Stacey Adams suits. You know, they got money by how they dress. Yeah, I mean, you know, to each his own. Like I said, I'm not going to be laying down with nobody unless we going down the aisle. Glow the Dean, like I said, Glow the Dean is too old to be getting walked out the door. Okay. Baby, he be like, baby, I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I'm over here. Let me walk you to your car. Me? You mean I can't spend the night? You know, I'm not gonna be getting walked to the car at 54 years old. I don't think so. Uh, I just got to skip down. Lolo, he says, how you doing? Says Christianity is the exact reason people don't believe in the Bible. Christianity is a doctrine in which they use the Bible to push. The Bible has absolutely nothing to do with Christianity. Very true. I hear you, Black America. Aniba says, all in and in all non-white Christianity, non-Christianity, white Christianity countries, the masses are in poverty. Yep. Deacon, how you doing? Speaking of the church, right? Deacon. All right, skipping down to everybody have not seen and didn't realize I was so behind. Let's see. Multi skies and limit. How you doing? Says Elon gets money. So why you wearing food stamps? Elon gets money. So why you wearing food stamps? I'm not sure what that means. Maybe the comment got messed up somewhere. Deacon says also have no more orange trees or grape fruit trees to eat fruit. So you don't have any more? Is that what you're saying? If not, you have to grow some. Kimberly, how you doing? Says they want us to work till we die. Ain't gonna do it. Not gonna do a special 150. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Much love to you as well. Deacon, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. You say Georgia isn't the peach state or Florida orange state. It's not. What is it then? Daryl, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see. Yes, Sister Shirley, your body is your temple. Special 150 says it's nasty, gross, demeaningful, and a real turnoff to have sexual relations with a total stranger. Yeah, I don't get it. All right. I can say maybe it's us, maybe it's Maybelline. I don't know, but I can never conceive of the thought at all. Brother Samuel, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. It says the minister, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, welfare backwards is farewell. Come on now. True self-reliance and independence is designed to make us dependent, to control us, then blame us for being there. Yep. It is a severe form of dependency, right? Especially for people who just it's like a lifestyle, you know? Thank you so much, first class citizen. Love and appreciate you for that. Zenobia, how you doing? So I tell you what, people need to remember who actually created them and what that hole was created for. It was created for procreation and some other things, you know, but that's your business. But $40, get somebody else to do it. Black Squad, how you doing? Says the Bible says they're only worth a loaf of bread. $40 is generous. Willie, you crazy? Talking about 40 is cheap. Yeah, 40 is cheap. It's cheap. It's cheap for the man, and it's cheap for the woman to take $40 for. Because just that particular day, y'all mess around and not have 2 minutes. Y'all end up trying to do 4 for $40. Timothy, how you doing? Says, hope they washing those boxes. I don't be that close to people to know if they doing that or not. Diane says it's not just sex. There's energy exchange during the act, and it doesn't leave your body for 7 years. Yeah, them soul ties is something else. Mr. Kingdom, how you doing? Says I'm in a bind, Nate. Yeah, I'll be not Nate. Can you slide me some money till payday? He'd be like, well, no, that's okay. Keep it. Comment says I will tell you how the game is played, Demetri, but some of your listeners might get caught up in a game they won't understand. You probably right. Facts and feelings, how you doing? Says peace and love, family. Interesting topic tonight. A few weeks ago, some women were saying they want $300 dinners, money for hair and nails before, and to even get her number. Now it's $40. Now I see my algorithm is so clean of most of that stuff. I haven't seen that conversation. $300 for dinner, your hair and nails done. I guess I don't see why a man would need to pay for your hair and nails if you're going out on a date with him. Can't you do that yourself? What you look like before he give you the money? You just look like a ragamuffin running around all day long. You should be looking nice for yourself. If you never go out on a date, no man need to help you get your hair and nails done to go out on a date with him. You know, that's something a man should be doing for his wife. or fiance, somebody he's serious about, right? But it's some chick that we met, on the internet or something, or I'm gonna meet you, but you need to get my hair and my nails done, baby. You better throw a bonnet or a wig on or something, or some Lee press-ons. But see, I couldn't be no man. God knew not to make me no man at all, because that'd be the first and last conversation we'd be having to get your hair in there. Why I got to pay for that? I show up like you do on your profile picture with all the filters and stuff on. Show up like that. See, because if you don't already look like that, that's a red flag anyway, that I got to pay for you to look good. You should be able to look good for free. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Brooklyn Best, how you doing? Long time no see. Says give SNAP to elderly, disabled, invest everyone else. Everybody needs to go to work. Again, some people do go to work. A Wilder Channel, how you doing? Says, will you marry me? Sure. I don't have any other offers. Why not? Just tell me the time and the place and I'll be there. Rich, how you doing? Says, I got nothing to do. I'm sorry, it got nothing to do with food stamps. It's unfortunately they're females giving it up. No finance, no romance. Well, my daddy's 81 years old. He says most men, no, ain't no romance without the finance. Now, that's not to say the man's supposed to be a trick, right? But it's going to cost you something. Damn, you can't buy me a scoop of ice cream, or whatever, popcorn at the movies or something. Man, I'm not asking you to take me to, Ruth Chris or whatever, but I think most men know that. It's going to cost something. Now, I'm not saying what the price tag is. I don't never recommend a man take a woman to a first date and spend hundreds of dollars. If she hungry, not hungry, but hungry, right? 2 for $1 at Denny's, I don't know, but you not going to Ruth Chris and I just met you. I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on you. That's kind of an investment, right? At Ruth Chris, you ordering $200 steaks and stuff. Like I said, if I was a man, I'd be like, that's for my woman. You ain't my woman. We just right here right now, But I sure help you supersize. Not a problem. Thank you, Mike, for reminding everybody that there's ways to donate to the channel. Love and appreciate you for that. Let's see. Who else? Computer Blue, how you doing? Says we need to save all those clips of white people complaining about not getting food stamps so we can remind them when it's all passes over. Yeah, I got one I might talk about tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what pops up. Pop says they got Diddy up in there lockup wearing a paper romper made up to look like a food stamp for Halloween. You better stop. I saw pictures of him on the yard. TMZ somehow got pictures of him. He looks like he's doing okay. Something tells me he ain't going to be in there for 4 years. Easy says, add some more zeros to that for you. I mean, come on now, $40, damn. African Native, thank you so much for that. Love and appreciate you. Thank you. A Deacon, thank you. He says, they took the fruit trees away from every state. Why? Where are they? Did they disappear or what? What are they doing with them? Special says he can take that 40 and go buy him a blow-up doll and don't pop it, boo. Don't pop it. Because he's going to be gentle with the blow-up doll. He ain't going to treat her like a trampoline because you might pop it. But then again, I don't know, maybe you won't. But yeah, Easy says them boxes need if y'all dealing with some funky boxes, why? And some of them boxes is funky because some of y'all be making the pH balance. That's a problem. JJ says $40 is a big discount, but medical treatment for VD herpes will cost, come on now, a lot more. Slim Slimmer, how you doing? Says all I could afford was one child. Same. I got one child biologically and I raised 3. After that, my nieces and nephews, right? And we made it, we figured it out. But yeah. All I could afford, I thought mentally was 1, but again, I'm raised 3 of my brother's oldest, and some other ones. So God knew better. Zenobia, how you doing? Thank you so much for the super sticker. Love and appreciate you for that. Delano, how you doing? Says, guess the days of Jodeci are long gone. He says, take my money. Yep, my house and my car for one hit of you. Well, that's what I'm saying. Where those men at? Where those men at? I know they're around. I'm just asking. I think, I was listening to Anita Baker, while I was getting ready to do the show. So I listen to old school R&B and stuff, and I'm like, man, I don't make music like that no more. You know, I think back then, men and women were a little bit more romantically inclined. Now it's like, let me just jump on you. I don't need to know your name. Like, my God. Thunder says the hell with $100 date. Better get $100 worth of groceries. Come on now. Let's make it stretch, baby. I'll make you a bologna sandwich. Tyrone, how you doing? Hope you doing well. Easy says, D, I'll buy you some cream, some ice cream. Yes, I like ice cream. I do. Miss Sweet says, I'm leaving here with something. Yes, JJ, Sodom and Gomorrah, in all seriousness, right? You also say if the roles were reversed, we not paying for all that extra ish. Nah, not at all. You know, if I got to pay you to come out with me, hell, I might as well go to Bissonnette. I'm just saying, if I'm a man and I got to do all of that, because at least I know there's going to be a happy ending with the Bissonnette ladies, right? I'm saying if that's what we're doing, I don't know. First class, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. Says nothing going on but the rent. She said you got to have a job if you want to be with me. That's not feelings. It says if it's a known secret, some women require some men to pay a lot of other things, getting it for free or next to nothing. Stop hanging out with those ladies. Yeah, I've heard it from me. I'm a lady. Stop hanging out with those ladies. Okay. And one time I went, it's click. Matter of fact, get you one of them old school phones with the receiver, bam, and hang up in her face. When I just, no, thank you, Miss Lady. No, thank you. Right. I mean, I know there's some women out there, but then those women only exist because the suckers exist. Say when you see a lollipop, you lick them. Right. So if you want to be a lollipop for these ladies, there's some ladies that's going to lick you. So she ain't going to be doing all that if you don't let her. See, but some men think, well, if I just, acquiesce and I just buy this, then maybe is what she got going on down under her skirt worth you emptying your piggy bank for a possible? Now, listen, I'm not saying she should be exchanging that with you, but if that's the deal y'all got going on, whatever. But if you a man and you think if I just pay for a extra chicken leg, she'll give me the ones under the table. I mean, that's a hell of a gamble. Why not court that woman for real and, do something sensible? And then you get in her mind before you think about getting in her bed. And if you get in her mind, you might not want to get in her bed because she ain't got nothing going on up here. See, some of y'all men, y'all got to get up out your pants when you're talking to some of these women because y'all him over there. Y'all be the main one getting on the internet talking about all these women. I'm going to. I'm getting I'm gonna get my passport because these women over here. But then y'all go over there and pay $5 for something they really got something in their box, right? Because they didn't lay down with 14 other lollipops for $5 before they got to you. So if you serious about the woman, talk to her, see what she got going on, and then if both of y'all play cards right, y'all might be able to lock that thing down and you get the box every night. Disease free, hopefully. I'm just saying. So yeah, but if she require you to pay that, ain't nobody making you do it. She ain't holding you hostage, is she? Africanator says, come to the date unfiltered, no makeup and facial mask. Now listen, I ain't finna come to the date with no makeup, right? I got a little bit on. This is about as much as I wear, right? Not a lot. I don't have any foundation. I just can't do it, but I'm not going to be doing all that, coming no date, bare face and all of that. Because I don't want you coming to the date with a dirty wife beater or whatever on, right? Come like you would come every day. Like, if I'm not at the gym or something like that, this is me every day. So this is how I'm going to come to the date, right? I'm not going to come with any extraordinary expectations. Like, I'm not going to saunter in there in a ball gown because I ain't going to wear a ball gown every day. I'm going to come dressed sensible. Like a lady, I'm gonna be covered up because I don't want you looking at my boobs and all. I don't want you focused on all that. I want we having neck up conversations because see, we need to get in each other's minds, right? So, but there's nothing wrong with somebody presenting. Put your best foot forward. Now, when we get together, we get married, live under the same roof. Yeah, I'm not gonna be walking around the house like this, But yeah, bring your best foot. Bring the realistic foot. Because the best foot don't always be the most truthful foot. Everybody's sitting there representative. But send the person you're going to be all the time. So if that woman doesn't wear makeup naturally, great. But to say, I want you to come, because see, y'all, I'm not saying this about you, African Native, but y'all, a lot of y'all men talk a good game. Y'all talking about, I don't see you in your natural state. Do you? Because when I'm not on here, my natural state is I got like 10 twisties all over my head, sticking up all over the place. I kid you not. That's my natural state. Now, if I show up to the date like that, it's going to be a problem. You will not call me back, right? So I'm going to show up like I got some sense. Thunder says, just out of curiosity, what is the market rate and is it by the hour or the flat rate? Are you asking the wrong lady? I don't keep them type of prices. I don't know. Deacon, thank you. Once again, he says, we the only race of men that's paying for something other races of men get for free. They getting it for free because they putting a ring on that woman's finger. And I'm not saying black men don't. Black men marry. But I'm saying you get it for free per se. But even in a marriage, you got to be, you can't just be laying on your behind as a man, scratching your and not doing nothing. Because after a while, lady gonna be like, I'm not attracted to you. Just like y'all not gonna be attracted to a woman after a while. She just run around looking crazy all day, right? So is it free in a sense? Yeah, because it belongs to you or she, y'all in the marriage union type thing. I don't want to say belong like property, but y'all together. But you ain't trying to make that woman an honest woman, and then she hit you over the head for a couple of bucks. I mean, this was transactional, but we should settle down to a good choice. That's what we should be trying to do, right? Common Man says women need to understand something. If they take that $40, Demetria, they become a marked woman. They will never be seen as a decent woman again. Yeah, not $40 so you can treat me like a trampoline. Yeah, you put your head in the sand on that one, for sure. Archer says, wait, so is just that easy? If Demetria is getting married just like that, seems to me like we about to have a duel. Well, I mean, the rabbit is getting old. See, I got this gray hair up here. Rabbit getting old. I'm just saying, Arson. I mean, what do y'all say? Die alone and get a dog? I don't want no dog. I know, Cynthia, right? Let's see. Deacon, you say you want it free? Well, put a ring on it. Put a ring on it. You be in the bed with it, in the house with it, in the kitchen with it, in the bathroom, the garage. I'm just saying, you can't want something for free that with something you ain't made a commitment to, right? I mean, I wouldn't want somebody just to be able to just treat me like a revolving door. There's no commitment to a revolving door. You just go in and out like a Denny's, right? It's open all night. But yeah, you commit to a woman. Yeah, you treat her right. She probably ain't gonna tell you no. Unless she really got a headache. I don't know. But yeah, start putting some rings on the fingers. See, that's a different conversation. Brother Don, how you doing? Says, I'm about to go to sleep, Demetria. Hey, you and me both. Right after I get off here, because the time didn't change, I'm going to sleep too. Because I go to bed early. Cynthia says, to be honest, I wouldn't judge or even be mad at a woman for taking $40 a week. Now, I ain't gonna judge. Just don't tell me about it. Because if you my homegirl, you tell me, I'm gonna be like, $40? What is he broke? I'll be chill. How you doing? Says I'm late, but at least I can say peace. Yes, indeed. Dornisha, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's see who else haven't I seen, because I see I've overstayed my welcome. Ishmael, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Facts I Feeling says, no, some women be giving other races huge discounts. Who? You saying black women be giving? I can't speak for that either. I don't know what these women be doing. I'll be out of the loop, honestly. And I like being out of the loop. I don't know what they be doing. But Brad can't trampoline me either. Habib. Ling or whatever. No. None of them. Get somebody else to do it. Willie, it says nothing free. You can pay up front for short time fund or pay in the long term fund. Yeah, pay the long term. If that's a thing, right? Get a ring, make her your woman, and bam, there you have it. But for $40, again, I'm not judging nobody. Easy. I'm a little off. U.S. President 48, how you doing? Says to never be a single mother in the United States or government assistance on government assistance in America as nuclear family household on self-preservation for community village, a town to do for self in a house. Resources, okay, yeah, that's the ultimate goal, right? Is to get together. That's the ultimate goal, get together. But we don't really want to have that conversation. Richie says birds together flock together. So they say, right? Deacon says, fellas, make sure you say your grace before you feed your face with these chicks. I ain't trying to be here all night, but you putting your face there? Especially with a woman that ain't yours, some woman you just met. I wouldn't advise you do that. Neo, how you doing? Says, I'm late. Yes, just a little bit. But guess what? I'll be back here tomorrow. Never fear. I'll be back. Miss Sweet says, we definitely enjoyed the topic tonight. Well, I appreciate you. If Donovan was here, I'm sure it would have went, but it would have been a good thing, right? Because, Donovan don't hold back. He don't bite his tongue at all. Easy says, I look at it this way. You're going to pay in some form. Yeah, might as well be your wife, right? I don't know. It just could all be so simple. But people want to, play Russian roulette. Thunder says, Google said it depends on the city, and it's about $100, $150, even $150. I'm sure there's some ladies out there to take you up on it. It just ain't going to be me. Can't do it. He said, and that's the flat rate. Deacon, he said, you're very stingy. Get you a woman you can be stingy with. Cynthia says, I guess it would definitely depend on the woman on how she wants to receive $40. Yeah, like I said, just don't tell me about it. Don't call me talking about, girl, I got $40 and I'll land him. Yes, first class, you get what you pay for. There you go. Get $40 worth of bumps somewhere. Caitlin, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Neil says, thanks. I will see you tomorrow. Yes, and I will be here. Miss Wee says, if Donovan was here, we'd be here for hours. I don't know. I hope he's all right. I haven't heard from him since Monday, so hopefully he's doing okay. Deacon says, man, we nasty. They do anything and everything, which is why Glodadine don't be out in them streets. Because I know that. I'm not saying all men are, but my God. I mean, just, I don't know. I just rather not. I have people say, what are you waiting for? Not to get an STD. Especially here in Houston, they done got HIV hot and popping again. That's supposed to be trending down. Syphilis. Trending. In 2025, all this education and medication. We getting that stuff. It's supposed to be trending down, not up. So yeah, I'll be all right. Yeah, Mike, stop eating everywhere. My goodness. Arson says that's Kevin Samuels who used to say that, laugh out loud. One day I'll find my way to Houston. I still hate Will for the slap, but aside from that, you're funny and down to earth. Well, you let me know when you come on to Houston. Hopefully I'm still here. Let's see. Darnisha says the AIDS epidemic is too high right now for all that. That's what I'm saying. And I, me and my doctor, we like that, right? I don't even know how I would start the conversation. Doctor, I haven't been feeling fresh lately. What do you mean by fresh? Well, fresh. Smells like somebody's left a bag of fish out in the sun. If you catch my drift, doctor. So no, I'm not trying to have that conversation. I'm a fool, Miss Weeks, at the end of the day. One who cares says $40 for the free clinic. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them escape monkeys. Did they catch them all? Because one of them had the little homies, right? And he was running around somewhere in Mississippi. He says them blue and red pills got everyone lifted. I don't know. African Native says Brad's Epiphany or Epiphany is that what you're saying? Black wallet. Thunder says $150 is expensive to eat crabs. Some funky ones on top of that. Don't do it. Facts on Feeling says there are women who travel and do it for free. It's called one night stand in paradise. So $40 sounds about right. In paradise, what is paradise at? One night stands in paradise. Where that at? Hold on. I'm just playing. I'll just play. Let me stop. Let me get out here if I get in trouble. Computer Blue says that migrants brought back the measles virus. So y'all know that Ninja Cycle don't crunk back up. Neil says I spent too much time alone to be living in pain because of STDC. Just be by yourself, just scratching. No, thank you. African Native says I always request STD test before everything in 2 months of absence. Yeah, and if they talk about, well, why we got to do that? There's your answer. Thank you, Sister Cynthia. I appreciate that. Comment says just tell your doctor to give you a blood test and the test for everything that includes STD. Is that simple? Yeah, but then he got to read me the results. Like, girl, you burning. You ain't on fire down there. See, I just want to avoid all that. I want to go for my regular checkups and be like, you got a clean bill of health. Everything's good. I don't want to have that conversation because then he'd be looking at me funny. Like, damn, who was she with? You know, so I just, plus I try to stay a lady in these streets, you know. Not try, I do. Anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow, 5 p.m. Central Time. Maybe by then I've located Donovan and everything's okay. But if not, I'll be here. And check me out on African Diaspora News Channel, 11 a.m. Central Time, Tuesday through Thursday, so we can have another live conversation. Hey, Yvette, how you doing? You're welcome. Good night to you as well, Lady D. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.